where we stand right now, and who will benefit the most from Biden's stimulus package. Welcome back everyone to your stimulus check and stimulus package update for today. And in this video, I'd like to give a State of the Union address per se, as far as where we are right now with the $1.9 trillion stimulus package and what challenges might lie ahead, if any. And we also have to talk about this new analysis showing exactly what group of Americans will benefit the most from the new stimulus plan. So let's get started right away. But before we do, make sure you do go ahead and destroy that like button. Give this video a big thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Just will send a message to the YouTube gods telling them to push the video out to more people so to support me and my channel. I would appreciate that. And if you have not already, make sure you are subscribed. Click the big red button. Also click the notification bell as well. That will actually notify you when I do post a brand new video, so I'd appreciate that. And let's dive right in. Let's discuss this new report. So, of course, Biden's American Rescue Plan, that's the nearly $2 trillion stimulus package that Democrats are working on right now. That obviously will benefit millions of Americans, but it will have a substantial impact significantly on the poorest fifth of the American population. According to this brand new analysis by the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, or the ITEP, the nonpartisan, nonprofit think tank that studies tax policy analyzed the proposal laid out by the House Ways and Means Committee last week and found that between the stimulus checks and tax credit expansions, the average family income for the poorest 20% of America would jump by actually 33%, or $3,590 pre-tax in their case. This large relative bump in income comes from a combination of the $1,400 stimulus checks and the expansion of the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit. Now, while the combined cash and tax benefit would be similar for 95% of Americans, for the poorest 20%, who make an average of $10,900 a year, Biden's stimulus plan would proportionally be a massive boost. The plan from Democrats in the House Ways and Means Committee would give individuals $1,400 stimulus checks for individuals earning up to $75,000 a year. That would phase out at $100,000. And then couples, they would receive the full cash payment at $150,000 in income. And then it would phase out at $200,000 and would also give their dependents $1,400 as well. So when you're dealing with such a poor income bracket, frankly, the poorest individuals out of this nation, a mere $1,400 stimulus check, which it might just be $1,400 when you give it to someone earning, say, $100,000 a year, could have a profound impact on someone's finances and financial outlook when they're earning just $10,000 or $11,000 a year. To put that into perspective, let's say someone's after-tax income was $10,000 a year. If you were to hand them a $1,400 stimulus check, that would be more than 1.5 months worth of income. This is why stimulus checks do work, and they are effective, and they do lift people out of poverty and help people from falling into poverty, no matter what any expert might tell you. So what are the current state of affairs right now with the new stimulus package? We are less than a month away from unemployment benefits being lapsed for millions of Americans, and it is on Congress right now, but specifically Democrats, to usher in the new $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. The next 4 weeks will test Democratic unity and require the party's progressives and moderates to put aside clear philosophical differences over the scope of what is needed for the recovery right now. It will also cement a reality for President Joe Biden. His first major push in Congress isn't going to be a bipartisan one. Instead, a process is fully underway that will allow Democrats to pass this bill through the Senate, which is 51 votes, aka reconciliation. Congress is out this week, but the quiet work of putting together the Democrats' opening offer at COVID relief continues this week, with the House on track to pass their portion of the $1.9 trillion stimulus proposal as soon as next week. In just the next few days, the House Budget Committee will put together the final bill based on all of the pieces and sections that committees passed last week. This will ensure Democrats are in a place to be able to get the caucus on board and pass the bill as soon as next week. But there are still some obstacles ahead of us. The fact is that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has just a 5-vote margin on the passage of this bill. And you also have to keep in mind that we're approaching the 1-year anniversary of the passage of the CARES Act. This isn't spring of 2020 anymore, when the economy was cratering and there was so much uncertainty and absolute pandemonium that lawmakers came together within a matter of just a few weeks and passed the largest stimulus package in the history of this country. And the scrutiny on this package is more intense this time. You don't just have Republican backlash, you also have a lot of centrist, moderate Democrats pushing back on this bill as well. House Democrats and Senate Democrats aren't in complete unity right now. There's a large chasm that they have to bridge between their vision for the next stimulus bill. Currently, the expectation is that changes to the House bill will happen in the Senate, but not in a formal committee markup like last week in the House. Instead, the current plan for Democrats is to bring their bill, with some potential changes that have been ironed out privately, directly to the Senate floor. That could happen as early as the week of March 2nd, but Democrats in the Senate will have 2 weeks to pass their bill before unemployment benefits lapse, and if they pass a different bill than the House will have to pass it again before March 14th. This means that we have less than a month to figure this out. So in that time, Senate Democrats will need to settle a series of intra-party debates over the scope of this bill, whether they are willing to spend $1.9 trillion, whether they are willing to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, whether they are satisfied with the House's guardrails on stimulus checks that give individuals making $75,000 and couples $100,000 the full $1,400 while phasing out the check amount faster for higher income earning Americans. Democrats have largely tried to talk about these issues privately, and most are likely to vote for whatever comes to the floor, given the expectation that giving Americans additional financial benefits is going to be popular. One Democratic senator had said, quote, "Look, I am voting for this no matter what," but the next 3 weeks could test Democratic unity in a way we haven't seen for a long time. One of the biggest hurdles that we have in front of us is going to be that $15 an hour minimum wage provision. I've talked about this several times on this channel. Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema has said that she will not vote for a stimulus bill if it includes $15 an hour. According to reports, her spokesman had said, quote, "Kyrsten is working to ensure a next relief bill is laser focused on addressing Arizona's immediate needs and believes all proposals not related to those immediate needs, like the minimum wage increase, must be excluded from the package." Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has no margin of error. Senate Democrats cannot pass the next stimulus bill with less than 51 votes. They need 51 votes even using the process reconciliation. So Senator Sinema's threat could imperil the entire bill, and she's not the only one. Moderate Senator Joe Manchin had also expressed disapproval of a bill that includes $15 an hour. Now, whether a minimum wage increase would imperil his vote isn't exactly clear, but the fact is Democrats do not have this bill in the bag. According to reports, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is working closely with Senator Bernie Sanders to push it through no matter what. And when asked what it would take to include the minimum wage increase, the Majority Whip, Dick Durbin, he's a Democrat from Illinois, he had told reporters last week, quote, "I don't know what it will take, but I've heard serious questions asked by some Democratic members that are going to have to be resolved." The minimum wage increase is a double-edged sword, and it could potentially endanger the entire COVID relief bill. For example, if you include it, you lose at least one moderate senator, but if you leave it behind, well, you're going to lose a lot of progressive Democrats because they need it in there. What are your thoughts on the best course of action? What do you believe is the best way to get this COVID relief bill passed? You understand the consequences either way. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. In a perfect world, these issues will be ironed out over the coming days and over the next week. We know for a fact that the bill, if it includes minimum wage, will pass the House. You're going to have a lot more progressives in the House of Representatives. But once it makes it to the Senate, that's where you're going to see a battle. It will be interesting to see what comes out of the end of this week, what private work we could expect from Democrats and what they're working on behind the scenes and behind closed doors. I hope they could truly resolve these issues. That is where we stand right now. Ultimately, the bill will be voted on by the House of Representatives once the text and all the provisions are cemented in a piece of legislation. More updates and developments are to come. If you did enjoy this video, as always, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button, and if you'd like to see more videos from my channel, make sure you do click that big red button, the subscribe button. Also click the notification bell as well. That will notify you when I do post a brand new video. As always, if you would like to get some free stocks, all on me, all free, all in the house, make sure that you do use my links down below in the description. When you sign with Robinhood or Webull, or both if you'd like, you're free to do so. You'll get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases, and you'll get more free stocks for referring other people. So use my links down below in the description. Get some free stocks just when you sign up with Robinhood and or Webull. But I do look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.